low IQ, you better listen to Dan Peña. Love this guy. Take action.
Last 25 years, we've created multimillionaires, billionaires. So I could just as easily call myself almost a $3 trillion man. It's more than enough to show that the system works. I.e., there was a 26-year period in my life, I worked every single day, including the day I got married. I love the results of bringing people across the goal line and allowing me to call myself the greatest of all time vis-a-vis creating wealth. So for years, I've been building up a cadre, and now we've got, this is not much of an exaggeration, from Forrest Gump, literally, fucking Forrest Gump IQ types to 180 IQ. And the lower the IQ, the more money they make.
Explain that to people.
Okay.
They don't get that.
Okay. This guy, everybody knows that you're a engineer, MIT, arguably, if not the best, one of the two best engineering schools, scientific type schools on the planet, okay? Whereas a lot of the guys out there that call themselves PhDs, etc., have no PhDs, or they bought it on the internet. But back to you.
Okay.
So you're an engineer, by definition, engineers are analytical. Okay, you get trained to be analytical. And quite simply, if you make a mistake, normally if you're building a bridge, you're building a rocket ship or whatever, a lot of people are going to die. This is not you, so you're trained to be safe.
Train us to be risk averse.
Correct, and risk averse, and trained to spreadsheet things to death. Okay.
And what does that mean for people that don't understand?
Okay, overanalyze it, analysis, paralysis by analysis.
Which means you don't have to pull the trigger.
Correct.
You can just analyze it all day.
Yeah, just because you hit the send button or enter button on the computer, doing the numbers again, that's not taking action. So you overanalyze, you study things, you think of all the possible permutations, all the possibilities of what can go wrong. And if you do that enough, you'll come up with enough reasons not to do it at all. Because taking action isn't doing a spreadsheet. Taking action isn't listening to a podcast. Taking action is not reading a book, okay? Taking action is actually taking action. And that's why when we came up with a phrase to describe Pure Lay, we borrowed Nike's. They say, just do it. And but if you're an engineer, an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a scientist, a computer, a PhD, etc., you have learned to study and to take action in a certain fact pattern, okay? And that fact pattern is not a gunslinger like at the OK Corral, pulling his gun and shooting, okay? That is, well, how's the wind coming? Is the sun at my back or is the sun at his back? How many of them are there on their side? How many? You go through all these permutations. When a good entrepreneur makes decisions a lot based on his gut, okay?
You can decide on a deal in 60 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes less. And you only have 2 times to make a first impression. One's how you look. 2, what comes out of your mouth. And it's quite simple. So I'll see a guy or a gal, and you'll walk up and we'll shake hands, and I'll know this isn't it. I'll look them in the eyes. I can see death in their eyes. I can smell fear.
You're talking about me as an engineer, saying the smarter you are, the more risk averse you are.
I'm going to give you a case study.
Yeah, give me a case study.
Okay, the guy with a closer to 80 IQ was responsible for a 400 million pound deal, healthcare in this country. Okay, he was a joiner, carpenter.
Right.
Okay, he had 1 O level. For those of you in Britain, you know what that means. He had a D in joinery. Okay, 180 IQ. Let's go up about 80, 100 points. The guy is on the Hall of Fame, and he's doing with his 180 IQ. He went to university 4 days to take 4 finals each year. He never went to class. Graduated top of his class, and also computer science engineering. Okay, and he's doing 10, 20 million euro deals, and he's never even come close to a 400 million pound deal. Because the computer scientist, you talk about fucking analyzing it. I mean, he's waiting for on the 29th of February, all the moon and everything to be juxtaposed, and so he doesn't pull the trigger. Whereas the carpenter, he just jumped on it like like stink on shit, and just was persevering, just kept driving, and until the deal got done.
Okay. So QLA works better with people that don't overthink it.
Correct.
And you said, I remember you said this to me, you said it takes the longest time for engineers to get it. But once
Correct.
they get it, they implement it more effectively than other people.
Correct.
And why is that?
Because there are advantages to the skill sets of the engineer. There's no, it's no accident that 40% of all the billionaires are engineers. That's not an accident, okay? And once they get it, and once that penny drops or the shoe drops, whatever the saying you want to use, then they just, the world is their oyster.
Yeah.
98% of the high-performance people on the planet are not alpha males. They're beta males, okay? Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, all have one thing in common. They're introverts. They're not alpha males. 98% of the...
Few engineers in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But you don't have to be.
All right.
But if you want to be a role model, kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. And I'm not going to push myself, because when people blow smoke up your ass constantly, 24/7, 365, it's a good feeling. Even
the most vigilant, high-performance person will be subjected
Absolutely.
to that. You've seen that.
That's why guys like Gates, the late Steve Jobs, Elon, they don't hang. Eagles fly alone. It's hard for the birds that are flying at 10,000 feet to blow smoke up your ass when you're at 25,000 feet. And but it's not easy. It just isn't. And then once you're successful, whoever said it's hard to get successful, but it's harder to stay successful, was some sort of genius, because it is.
Thanks to Life Success Story. Follow them for great videos like this. Ciao, ciao.